looky here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
It's Pat and JT, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, 402-403-9478. Love getting your feedback, your whatever, even if you're mad or you've had a couple sodas and you just want to spout off about something. You can text us, you can leave us a voicemail, whatever you want.
Please do. Yes. Gosh, it's been so weird where as we speak, it is actually the 6th of January. So it's like everybody's trying to get back into the rhythm after those 2 weeks of holidays. I know it's supposed to be a special time of year. I get it. But it really messes with you.
It does.
It's just the schedule is off.
Especially with the holiday on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday when you potentially have to work right after, then get right into a weekend.
It's like
it's messed up.
It was the Friday before Christmas. You had 2 days off. Then you worked a day or two. I think we've gone through this before. Yeah. Then it was 2 days off, then work 2. Then it's 2 days off, then work 2. Then 2. And it's like, I can't do this.
Beth and I talked about that last night when we were laying down. We're like, this coming week is the first normal week in like 3. Yeah. So thank goodness.
Honestly, I mean, between Thanksgiving, actually, you can go back to Thanksgiving for that. So it's always the same thing every year. I bitch about the same things every year. I know I do. We
can be happy that we haven't had a ton of snow though. Right? We haven't had, just a tiny little bit that one time. So good luck. It's going to be 40 degrees in June. Everything's shifting.
No, it won't. Stop it. But yeah, otherwise though, the holidays basically done. My dad's birthday's coming up. It's on the 9th.
That's got to be kind of rough. We have December birthdays. So December birthdays, end of November-ish kind of get hosed. But what about the people like your dad that are after the first of the year and everybody's
done.
Like, oh my God, I'm so done. Nobody wants cake. Nobody wants any of that stuff. Nobody wants to party.
They've started their resolutions. Right. They said they aren't going to drink anymore.
Right.
Or at least for a month. How's that going?
Yeah, I made it one day. I didn't have any drinks last night. Or on Saturday night?
Yeah. I had cold medicine. Does that count?
Yeah, that does. There's alcohol in that.
Oh, I had a horrible cold for a couple of days. It hit me. It was probably like a 24-hour thing, actually. Hit me Saturday afternoon, and then I woke up feeling like total dog poop. Mm-hmm. I mean, like the jaw hurts.
That's the worst.
The glands were swollen. Touched under your neck, under your jaw, and everything.
Getting sick during the day is one thing, but waking up sick, or you wake up and you're instantly like, it's
like
awful.
Who beat me up while I was sleeping because everything hurt. Got Jack outside, and I had made it to the couch. And it's like, I've got to get up and get him. I can't go to sleep. I can't leave him out there. Got him in, and then lights out. Yeah, and most of the day. It was just...
and you beat up while you're sleeping, right? Okay, that's what you just said.
I felt like...
beat me up. So I literally got beat up last night.
In your sleep?
In my sleep. And I never usually... She said before that sometimes if I roll over and try to either cuddle or get into her... We call each of our bed, we split it in half. And
right?
One's her apartment, my apartment. Uh-huh. So if I'm ever getting into her apartment in the middle of the night... Beth is like, she'll push me back over and I just roll over. Last night it actually woke me up because she like used her knees and her hands and push and she was, you have got to move over. And I was on the edge. Like I can't, right? I was on, and I even in my sleep, I remember saying, babe, I'm on the edge. She goes, oh, sorry. Like I'm right over. So you felt like honestly, you got beat up. I did get beat up.
There was somebody passing around a picture on Twitter the other day, and it just had like nine different frames, and each one was different sleeping positions. And the first one was just her by herself in bed. And then there was side by side in bed, and then there was cuddling, and there was this, and there's that, and all this other. And I remember one person write, anybody who wants to sleep any other way than the first frame is an animal. It's like, what is wrong with you? Just get out of my space. I want to sleep.
I know. You see those commercials of like the purple mattress and the couple on top of each other's head. And
no,
that doesn't happen in real life.
No, for about
too sweaty.
90 seconds.
Just about
90 seconds,
most.
and then see ya. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, I feel a lot better today.
That's good.
Still kind of, my voice is a little thin. But see, that's been going on for a couple of months. And it's like I've been trying to get sick. And I think the holiday schedule or lack thereof just finally pushed me over the edge.
Maybe just you got sick and now you're done. It's out of your system.
I hope so. Yeah. I will be very happy with that. So this weekend, a couple of stories that caught my attention lately, and this has been one that's been going ongoing, is the Loughlin story. She's going to go to prison. I mean,
I think she's the only one that didn't think she was going to go to prison.
Right?
Her and her husband, right?
They both, this whole deal. In addition now to the charges of money laundering, conspiracy, conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud, honest services mail and wire fraud. They're also been handed some federal charges. And this happened just in the last few months, but they've got 1 count each of conspiracy to commit federal programs, bribery.
What the heck?
And they pleaded not guilty to everything. But now there's people close to Lori say that they're going to mount a vigorous defense, and knowing Hollywood, they think that's all they'll have to do. The environment has changed so much, though.
Well, and their law isn't Hollywood. Like, they think that they can get away with stuff in Hollywood because they probably can, but they get into the legal system, it's a little bit different game.
It is, except
federal.
When you realize what's been revealed lately, go back to Epstein, what happened to him 10 years ago, and he ended up walking because he was able to pull strings, and he got that, what they call the sweetheart deal. And I think a lot of people that have a lot of money, and we're talking like lots of money, do believe they can pull together the best defense, and they can also kind of sweeten the pot.
And maybe they can.
For somebody else, and they get by.
Can.
But I think that the environment has changed. The temperature, the climate, whatever you want to talk about. It's not climate change, whatever. I'm just talking about the way people think. It's changed, and people aren't going for that anymore. And they also know they're being watched.
Well, and now she has no choice but to a vigorous defense because she already missed her window to take a plea deal.
Yeah.
She's like, that's it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we have no choice but to fight it.
You're going to have to fight.
Her husband, the money he made from pants or whatever he sold, is like, all that's going to go away.
Massimo,
pant, shirt, whatever.
Yeah. See, like Felicity Huffman, her deal's done. 14 days.
Yeah, and it was and it went away. Like we're not even. I even forgot about her being involved in this whole thing.
Exactly,
because she just did it, took her medicine, and that's it. She's done.
Exactly. So now, according to some of her people that are close to her, they say that she is taking into account the fact that she may be going to jail, and she wants to try to prepare for prison. This is not just jail; it's prison. Felicity Huffman was jail, right?
Yeah, I don't think she went to prison.
System.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to stand out, obviously.
She's going to.
But
heads up.
She's so green about this and naive about what the reality is on the inside. And trust me, I would have no clue.
No idea.
But when you talk about being able to function in prison, I don't think, and maybe I'm overstating it, but I think she would have difficulty functioning in Omaha.
Yeah.
If they just dropped her in Omaha and said, all right, go find yourself a place to live, get your utilities hooked up, and you're just going to be a regular Joe. We're going to get you a good paying regular job, and you're going to operate like everybody else.
I know people, men and women, that can't do that. Specifically, I know of 2 women who they went through a divorce and didn't even know the first number to call for utilities, nothing, because they were somebody took care of it. So if you have a husband or a wife that takes care of all that stuff, imagine in her position where everything is taken care of, not just that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, she really just had to show up.
Yeah.
That was her job, was to show up. So some of the things that she's trying to learn, they didn't get real specific, but they said that it'll be things like learning how not to make common mistakes. Table manners, they said, are different when you go to prison. Social interactions are different. Eye contact is a good thing on the outside.
On the inside, you look down at the ground constantly,
Meet
right?
somebody, shake their hand, look in the eye. And in prison, you don't do that. You don't want to challenge anybody. It's different than Hollywood, and she's just trying to prepare for the worst. Funny thing is, I'm reading the story. I was like, God, that sounds like a movie. What was the name of that movie? Oh, yes. And it was Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. And it was a few years ago, not very many, but a few years ago. And it's a movie called Get Hard.
And when you said it, I'm like, God, that sounds like it'd be a hilarious movie.
Right? I was like,
I couldn't remember it. Now after I saw the trailer, I'm like, I totally remember seeing this trailer.
I said, don't you remember there's a movie about a guy that's going to prison and he needs somebody to teach him how to go to prison? And I said, it was like, God, who was the comedian? I couldn't remember who it was. It was Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell. And Will Ferrell plays a super rich guy who gets busted for fraud. He gets 10 years in prison. And one of the guys that works for him is Kevin Hart. And he turns to Kevin for advice on how to live on the inside. Hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's just a few clips.
Car. Man owns the building. At least we can get his car right.
Oh, I have almost no cash. Just $9,000.
That's keys.
Just so you know, I would have done the same thing if you were white.
That's good to know.
He's so funny.
I want to see this movie now because I never saw it. I remember when the trailer came out.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Okay, here's another clip of it.
Damn it! Get the roof!
James King.
Yes?
You're under arrest for fraud and embezzlement.
I have faith that the justice system will exonerate me.
Does it sound like Lori?
To 10 years in a maximum security
100%.
prison.
Did he say 10 years?
And he hires Kevin Hart to teach him.
When Kevin's never been to prison, which is the other funny, that's a whole nother side story to this, and it's hilarious. But Kevin Hart, I love him. He's hilarious. But anyway, at the end of it, you find out in the training, because he has 30 days to get ready to go to prison. And toward the end, he shows up and he's got one of his buddies with him. And the guy calls him a name. We find out that's his new gang name, which is hilarious.
Okay, here we go.
You got a roll, Mayo.
Who's Mayo?
It's my gang name. It's short for mayonnaise.
Which made me think of you. Because
Oh, yeah, hash brown?
you're hash brown. You were hash brown. Was there another one too that the
Pieces.
the football team gave to you?
Pork chop? No. The Omaha beef?
The Omaha beef, and you were, what was it?
I don't remember. Prime rib.
Right? No, I think that's taken.
I don't remember.
But hash brown, I do remember.
Fat back?
No.
That's a pig. But yeah, hash brown. Hash brown's my name. Hash brown because I'm crusty on the outside, but soft and mushy on the inside.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is. And delicious. And I don't want to be delicious in jail.
Right? Last thing you want. But anyway, it's hilarious. And that movie, now I got to see the movie. So I'm going to plan on that in the next few days. I got to dig that one up.
We would like to thank Kugler Vision for their support of our podcast.
It's the year of Kugler Vision.
It's the year they've been waiting for since Dr. Kugler was a baby Kugler. I can't wait for 2020, Mom. He's looking up at her.
I'm going to be an eye doctor.
Yes.
2020 is going to be my year.
It's perfect.
This is going to be the best one. And it could be your year too. Now, Pat and I have both had the procedure done on our eyes and had our vision corrected. My goodness. The one thing I always say, the only regret I had is I didn't do it sooner. And if you have any trepidation, if you're fearful, trust me, a lot of people have already told us about this, that they were fearful. They trusted us to go ahead and make that consultation appointment so you can go in and meet the whole gang. And then you all of a sudden feel that security. It just all of a sudden takes the fear away.
That's right. And also, you don't have to just trust us. I mean, 3 years in a row, they've been voted best of Omaha. So a lot of people in the Omaha area and the region trust Kugler Vision.
Not just a lot. We can actually put a number to it to a degree. They have over 600 happy patient reviews. And so, the 3 years in a row, and I think they're doing pretty well. So this could be the year.
When you make your consultation, you need to let them know that the Pat and JT podcast is where you heard about Kugler Vision, and that's who sent you to go see them.
That's really important. I mean, we want them to know that our supporters are supporting them.
Go to their website. It's kuglervision.com.
Last night, as we speak, the Golden Globes, and Ricky Gervais was the host again.
I'm so out of touch because there are so many shows. There are so many, and we watched the little red carpet. We watched most of the show up until like the last half hour of it. Yeah, and there's so many shows that are on streaming services that I don't watch, Apple TV. Yeah. That I didn't even know who some of these people were. I'm like, who is this? Who is that?
I think. Did you notice too the imbalance of network?
Yeah, big time.
Like a network was hardly represented.
Right.
At all.
Right, big time.
And you see all these other stars that are making their way via new avenues. But the Golden Globes, Ricky Gervais, he came out and just slammed Hollywood. And everybody who's anybody is at the Golden Globes.
I love him so much. I think not only is he funny, he's smart. He's an extremely smart person, but he's very funny.
He doesn't play to the audience in front of him.
That's
he plays
now.
Right. He plays, and he always does this. He's playing to the people at home because he's watching this through our eyes, and as we watch, rolling our eyes when we see some of the ridiculousness that goes on the red carpet, or the way people act in the audience or on stage. But he came out swinging, and he let him know this wasn't going to be easy.
Hello and welcome to the 77th Annual Golden Globe Awards, live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel here in Los Angeles. I'm Ricky Gervais, thank you. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore. I'm joking, I never did. NBC clearly don't care either, fifth time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets.
Yep.
Hello.
Right? I mean,
Right? I mean, come on.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
He pointed out so many just ridiculousness that happens in Hollywood. And he called out the people in attendance and he let them know first off that we're going to have some jokes at your expense. But they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon. There's no sequel. So remember that. But he was calling out people in attendance for being friends with Epstein. I mean, right? It got real.
And when he was doing that, I thought, oh my, he's going there.
Did you see
really
Tom Hanks' face?
Yes.
He was looking around like, okay, like pucker factor Zulu.
Oh yeah.
All around the room. And he said, things like, I know he's your friend. I don't care. You had to make it here on your own plane, didn't you? It's like, oh.
Right? I know.
How many people in that room had been on the Lolita Express?
Uncomfortable.
All the way around. And he also didn't hesitate to go there when it came to the companies that these people work for. He pointed out Apple, and of course, Tim Cook was in attendance. That's Apple's CEO.
And I don't know if the production crew didn't know exactly what jokes were coming up because they showed Tim Cook right when he was making that joke, and they cut back to Ricky Gervais, and he said what he said about the sweatshops.
He did.
Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show, a superb drama, a superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God. And so...
As he sips his beer, that was awesome.
It was absolutely on fire. Absolutely was on fire. Another one he threw out there, Felicity Huffman did come up in the conversation because he was scolding them all for showing up in their fancy limousines. Said, I came here in a limousine tonight and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman.
And that's funny.
And despite the warning, very honestly, I have to say, for the most part, everybody heeded his warning about come up, accept your speech.
Yeah.
Be kind.
There's always
an
idiot that's not
Patricia Arquette.
Yes.
She had her moment.
She's a squirrel
Phoenix.
anyway, though. She's an absolute squirrel.
Joaquin Phoenix, same department store. He won for his role in Joker, Arthur Fleck.
Which he should have.
Yes. But of note, some of the other performances, and I haven't seen any of these movies. I have seen so many original things from Netflix, Amazon, you name it. I haven't seen any of these theatrical productions that have been released in theaters. I want to see Judy Garland. I want to see Judy. Renee Zellweger, she won that Best Actress in a Motion Picture. And she's another one. She's goofy. I don't know what we've talked about this. I think she did to her face, but my gosh.
Right, I know.
I hate that because she was so cute.
The goofy, weird actresses and actors are usually the ones that give you the best roles. They're just so weird.
It's true. It is true. Sandra Bullock, she closed out the evening. 1917 was the movie that won Best Motion Picture. Taron Egerton beat out Daniel Craig, Roman Griffin, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Eddie Murphy for Best Performance in a Motion Picture, playing Elton John.
Yeah, which I haven't seen that movie, but I really want to.
Elton John loved it.
Yes.
It was exactly how he wanted it to be.
By the way.
Oh my gosh.
He looked awesome.
It was cool. Cecil B. DeMille did go to that award, went to Tom Hanks, which was appropriate. And Kate McKinnon introduced the first of those two special awards, the first one being for Ellen DeGeneres for the Carol Burnett Award for Excellence in Television.
I thought it was cool too that the Irishman up for some awards and Stephanie Kutzerba, Omaha native, was on our podcast right the week that movie was released.
That's
she
right.
plays Robert De Niro's wife in that movie, so that was pretty cool for a local actress to get some. It was
good.
In a project.
They did a couple of. I got to throw this one out there for Leonardo DiCaprio, who was in the audience. And he was giving him kind of took a shot at him about the movie being so long.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So. even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you know.
I think, too, if you can find it, Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese, the greatest living director, made the news for his controversial comments about the Marvel franchise. He said they're not real cinema,
That's right.
and they remind him of theme parks. I agree, although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides, is he? Tiny.
They shoot to the table. He looked like he was on a booster seat.
He's like squatting down, all hunched over. Yeah.
Honestly, that saved the night. I didn't watch, except for, and then he didn't show back up for like 50-some minutes. He wasn't back on stage for a long time.
Yeah. And then he came out carrying cue cards. I don't know if they had some problems in the script rewriting or something like that, but he acted like he just mailed it in, didn't care.
He literally.
Yeah. I mean, reading off cue cards. I'm like, hey, I'm back. Welcome back. And then he'd read and then he'd leave.
Maybe he got his hand slapped a little bit when he went backstage, and they said no more.
Yeah.
You're not going to do yours.
These cards.
And because I bet the teleprompter was just full of what he had written.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
And instead they said,
I never thought about
you better
that.
think of something else to say. And so he wrote up some quick cards, and
Never thought about that.
Screw it.
Well, we have, we linked that. If you didn't get a chance to see that his entire monologue, it's on our Facebook page.
It's
you can
hilarious.
check it out. Yeah.
And please go see Get Hard.
Yeah. God, I wish that could be the title of this podcast.
Well, you know, if they ever do a sequel, it'd be Get Harder.
And they probably will.
I'm sure they will.
How
They've got to, right? They've got to.
Oh my gosh. On Facebook, you'll find those links. We'll even throw the trailer up for Get Hard as well on It's Pat and JT on Facebook. Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.